Hey, chess fans. Going to show you double check right now. In this position, it's white's move, and white decides to take this bishop because, of course, it's threatening the queen, threatening the queen on e7. Now, black can decide to take the bishop, make check, and then after white blocks the check, maybe come back and defend his knight from being taken by the white knight on f3, and black has won a piece. So that looks good, right? Well, look again, because you can play a better move. This move would make double check. So moving the black knight on e5 to take the white knight on f3 is check with the knight. But it's also check with the queen, because after the knight moves out of the way, the queen is attacking the king. So let's see what that looks like. Now this is check by two pieces. So the bishop can't capture the queen to stop the check because it's still check with the rook. And in this type of double check, it's actually checkmate because the knight is also covering the king's escape square on d2. So that's one example of double check. Let me show you another one. Same kind of situation. If you notice that the queen is on this, the queen on a4 is on the same diagonal as the king on e7, or sorry, e8, but it's not check because the knight, his own knight, is blocking. So it's white to move here, and white can make a really great double check that's also a checkmate. All right, now the knight could come back to c3, the knight could go, there's a lot of squares the knight could go to. There's only one that's checkmate. When I looked at this first, the first thing I thought of before I looked closely was playing this check. And I was thinking, oh yeah, that's great, it's check. And then when the king moves out of the way to f7, I pick up the free rook. Something like that. Because the in this situation, the bishop can't block because the knight is checking as well. But there's an even better move. This move here looks like it's giving up the knight, but it could be giving up the knight because the knight could be taken. But you can't take the knight because the queen is checking as well. So that is another double check. And this one is actually checkmate as well, because the knight also covers the f7 square. So there's double check. Look for it in your games. Now, when you see a double check in your games, don't just see, I see double check, I'm going to do it. Always calculate, because there's times that double check doesn't work, and there might be a better move in the position. So it's definitely good to calculate, even when you find something that looks really, really nice. All right, thanks for watching.